To quote Theodore Dalrymple, in our society, every problem calls forth its equal and supposedly opposite bureaucracy, the ostensible purpose of which is to solve the problem. In the society known as New Hampshire, we are told that we have a heroin problem. It is a problem that seems to have elevated itself to an epidemic, right around the same time that bureaucrats and legislators, lured by the promise of hundreds of millions of federal dollars, were looking for a way to expand Medicaid in the state. Expanding Medicaid would reward them with another big annual payout from Sugar Daddy Uncle Sam. The only thing stopping them were the taxpayers, who would be on the hook when things went sideways. Notice I said when, and not if. To get over this hurdle, you have to either create or reimagine a problem in new terms to capture the public's attention long enough to convince them that it would be irresponsible of them as Americans to not let the legislators allow the bureaucracy to expand because heroin. Without Medicaid expansion, as the story goes, we are helpless against a heroin epidemic, except, of course, if the federal government was to renege on its funding promises. Then, according to the experts in the Capitol, the otherwise irreversible plague sweeping the plucky burgs of the Granite State will just have to go cold turkey. While heroin addicts can actually stop cold turkey without life-threatening consequences using non-opiate medication to treat withdrawal symptoms, bureaucracies addicted to taxpayer dollars are less responsive. To borrow again from Dalrymple, the bureaucracy quickly develops a survival instinct, and so no more wishes the problem to disappear altogether than the lion wishes to kill all the gazelle in the bush and leave itself without food. In short, the bureaucracy of drug addiction needs drug addicts far more than drug addicts need the bureaucracy of drug addiction. The bureaucracy will not go quietly into that good night, will likely never go anywhere at all, except deeper into the pockets of taxpayers swindled by the narratives of doughy-eyed legislators bearing narratives propped up by an army of officers dependent on those handouts so that they may perennially eat out our substance. Those being public medical professionals, law enforcement, counselors, future legislators, and even the addicts themselves, all of whom benefit from the artificial high created by redirecting dollars out of useful parts of the economy into yet another inefficient budgetary black hole. The only truth surrounding the expansion of Medicaid in New Hampshire is that the government is greedy, and we have failed yet again to elect representatives more dedicated to the taxpayers than to the expansion of the state, its agents, and its benefactors in the form of connected special interests. And no, they don't really give a damn about heroin addicts either.